Good afternoon, guys. Welcome. GEST Dota 2 action is here. I'm GoDz, bringing you one of many live streams today. We've got streams on the GEST IDC channel, we've got streams over on Beyond the Summit, as well as the Dota Talk stream, plenty of group stage games, and I'll be covering a good portion of them. And it is a pretty exciting first round match here. We've got Natural 9 up against izone.gigabyte. izone.gigabyte, one of the premier Filipino Dota 1 teams. Natural 9, well, the Kings from Down Under. They are the top Australian team. Probably the favourites going into this match, and we're going to see how these two teams go, how they compete, and we're going to get right into this game, guys, because it is the GEST Dota 2. This is the first edition. We've done plenty of GEST IDCs with a massive prize pool there, so great to see it come over to Dota 2. Without much further ado, guys, let's hop into the game. Let's see what the two teams can come up with. It is Natural 9 over on the Radiant side, led by, well, at the moment, their stand-in Natural 9's Winter is actually in the drafting seat. You've got Risk, you've got GoDz, FZFZ, the former Invasion Red player, and Shaitan, the team that's been playing in the G1 League. And then you've got izone.gigabyte, and that's their normal roster as far as I know as well. The players not using all their common names. You've got Kel, generally who actually plays their captain roles. You've got Joven, AA, AS, and Chupot, who I imagine is the normal guys. You've got Artong, is one of them, and you've got Nando, who plays their solo role, and then finally their main sort of carry role generally gets played by Paul, or sometimes their solo roles. So you've got, yeah, those are their more commonly known names over on the izone side. And as people are mentioning, how can I actually cast without doing properly my hair? But hey, we'll see how I do. Hopefully it's not too bad, guys. And for those of you watching in Dota TV, do give me feedback. Let me know if there's any adjustments that need to be made with the microphone, with anything else. But hopefully it does work out alright. And for those of you wondering, why is the quality not as great as it normally is? Well, unfortunately, streaming from Australia isn't ideal. And that is what we're doing at the moment. I'm back in Australia, just returned from the Philippines, where I was casting the PGF Dota 1 Championships. And basically, even though the quality is not as good, the idea is that we can cast more matches. So you've got LD streaming some games, myself streaming some, and Dota Talk streaming some as well. So there's more coverage of more matches. And that's kind of good for the teams, good for the fans. Means you guys can watch whichever game you so choose. If you want to see N9, you can watch this stream. If you want to go see Zenith playing against Ideal, you can watch LD stream, and so on and so forth. There's as many games being covered as possible. But yeah, let's get into this. Natural 9 are gonna pick up the first pick with the Rubik. Some somewhat Dota 1-ish bands coming from izone. The ban on the Nature's Prophet, the Lone Druid, heroes who haven't been that popular as of late in the Dota 2 scene, but izone adjusting to the Dota 1 metagame. And we'll see how they want to do this, how they're going to react to this. And as people are suggesting, I'm actually working on my hair during this draft. I'm not actually casting properly. I'm not actually watching the draft. I'm actually just fixing my hair with a mirror in hand, making sure everything's looking spick and spackle. As Queen of Pain Shadow Demon, izone go for one of their support options. They want that. They love having the Shadow Demon as a setup hero, as a defensive support, and the Queen of Pain, a strong solo, a strong sort of semi-carry as well, can go in that solo mid lane, can play the off-lane solo as well. izone.gigabyte generally don't always just put the Queen of Pain at the mid lane. They send it elsewhere as well. And it is going to be N9 who do have the second and third picks now coming up here, eating through a lot of their reserve time already. izone, who were a bit late, did get, I think, 20 seconds of their extra time taken off, so they did get a slight penalty for being late. And it is going to be Natural 9, though. They're the ones who've chewed through more of their extra time, more of their bonus time. And it's a Darkseid pick, so Darkseid is still in the pool. They're going to get that side lane hero. Probably goes into the hands of Winter, and there's your support that Jakira picked up. So this, I mean, they can run both Rubik and Jakiro as their two supports, but we could be seeing the Rubik solo mid played by FC. You can send the Jakiro to support some kind of carry or semi-carry, and then you've quite likely got GoDz playing some kind of jungler, something in the newts, or maybe their secondary support. So where do izone go? Are we going to see someone like Joven playing his signature Invoker? Joven known for playing those explosive sort of solo type heroes, the Invoker, even Queen of Pain's Windrunners. He loves those solo roles. I mean, often goes to mid lane with the Invokers, but he does play side lane solos as well, sometimes on heroes like Windrunner. Sand King it is for now, so izone decide they want to pick up their two supports for now. They get the Sand King and Shadow Demon. They've got the Queen of Pain as one of their solo. They need to round this off with another solo. Could be either mid or the side lane, depending where they want to send Queen of Pain, as well as their tri-lane farmer. We see heroes Like, I mean, Sven, Kanka, there's all these sort of aggressive heroes they can get for an aggressive try. Slater as well. Chaos Knight a very popular choice, and I think that would be kind of where they want to lean with that tri-lane farmer. Or maybe they go something ranged. They've got the Sanking already, they maybe don't want a second melee hero. They could go for something like a Windrunner tri-lane, something Filipino teams do like to do. And it is going to be the second stage of bans coming out first from these two teams. As someone's asking, what is the second hero? Hopefully my overlays aren't blocking too much, as I don't have separate draft pick. No, it doesn't look like it. They're covering up. This is my in-game overlays. I haven't got separate ones for the draft, but it should be all honkadori. As, yeah, for those guys wondering, this is the GEST Dota 2 being hosted over on the Dota Talk website. I'll be casting games, so will LD. You can actually check out the full casting schedule. I'll quickly pop that up, and this will also let everyone who's been hoping to see my pretty face again. Hey! This is the schedule over there on the right. You've got the Beyond the Summit channel, LD, he's streaming Zenith vs Ideal at the moment. You've got the Dota Talk stream. I don't think it's Mort streaming anymore. I think they got in a different caster on their stream, but it's still the same link. They're casting the Myth Trust match, and you can see basically the duration of and the time scheduled for today's matches. They're all over there on the right, but we'll keep an eye on this draft, as it looks like the next few bans coming out. Batrider as well as Bounty Hunter banned out for N9, so they're banning some of those side lane heroes, worried about what izone can throw at them in that side lane role. And it is going to be DK, the last ban, a very, very typical Pinoy hero. That is your signature Pinoy hero, and I mean, with good reason getting banned out, so it forces izone to go somewhere else. But there's heroes like what are we looking at? Windrunner maybe as a pickup here. I mean, Chaos Knight for that tri-lane. They could even pick up the Invoker Soul. They run the Queen of Pain in the side lane. Invoker can easily go to that mid lane. And then you've got the Sanking Shadow Demon as a setup. Invoker can get Sunstrike kills all over the map wherever those supports go. So, plenty of potential to get quite a number of kills here. So, where do N9 go with their picks? I mean, you're looking at izone picking up some sort of aggressive heroes. Maybe like a Sunstrike, Exort, Invoker. Maybe picking up something for their train like a Chaos Knight or Slater, but N9, where do they head? Actually, Invoker being banned out by izone. They're not going to pick it themselves. They're going to make sure it gets banned out. I hear that Joven's very well known for, but isn't going to be going for it here. Maybe something he's not played much of in Dota 2 as of yet. N9, they need some kind of DPS. They need the carries. I mean, they have got no carry at all. They often don't pick up carry heroes. They go more sort of semi-carry oriented style of play. It's been sort of the way that teams like IG have even played. They get heroes that can just fight, play aggressive, and just always clash. They don't want to have to kite, poke, and prod. They don't pick up the hard carries either, who need too much farm and can't really take those head-on engagements. They go for heroes more like the Sven, the Chaos Knights, these aggressive, involved heroes. Night Stalker, great, very popular solo mid. You have the off-lane bounty hunters, and then the safe lane heroes, which Joe has been playing, which has been heroes like Sven. Even Shadow's been seen a bit of play. For now, it's a Puck. So N9, pick up Puck, and this makes it look like a Rubik support with Puck in the mid lane, Darkseer in the off lane. We're going to see Rubik Jakira support, probably with some kind of carry last pick. Maybe this is the Shadow Fiend pick. Shaitan, who's been playing that carry role, has been playing a bit of Shadow Fiend here, so that could be the last hero of choice for Natural 9 as izone go Kunkka. So here's your aggressive tri-lane. Kunkka, Sanking, Shadow Demon. Unless it's something like a Sanking support, then maybe we see a different hero. Sorry, Sanking Soul, then maybe we see a different hero in that tri-lane with the Shadow Demon and Kunkka, but
10 seconds remaining.
well, very aggressive from izone, I suppose. They could go offensive tri-lane with this, send those three heroes to the top lane, as there we go, Shadow Fiend the last pick for N9. It's going to be that safe lane Shadow Fiend with the Rubik and Jakira supports, I can only imagine. Puck goes towards the mid lane, Darkseer goes bottom. And what do izone want to get with this last pick here? It's probably going to be one of their solos, unless it's a Sanking solo. And Sanking can go into that offlane solo with Queen of Pain at mid. Can get another support, can get a jungler if izone want. Really depends how they want to play this, how they want the Sanking, whether he's a support or a solo. Generally, the Pinoy teams love to play him as a support hero, though, especially with the Shadow Demon. You have the Shadow Demon to set things up. Sanking follows it up with the stun, and there we go. They get themselves another solo. It's going to be Night Stalker. They want to get pretty aggressive here. Night Stalker almost has to go towards the mid lane, which forces Queen of Pain into the off lane. And he's going to quite likely be up against a tri-lane of sorts, which isn't the best. Oh, actually, no. Queen of Pain could, I think, maybe go safe lane here against the Darkseer. And then izone, they go offensive tri-lane. They really look to shut down the Shadow Fiend's farm with this tri-lane of theirs, with the Kunkka, Shadow Demon, and Sanking. So, be interesting to see exactly how they want to do this. But that's looking to be probably the most likely for them. As it looks like the two teams have completed their bans and picks, are pretty much ready to go. As it is going to be Natural 9 over on the Radiant side. And izone.gigabyte. This is your GEST Dota 2, guys.
10 seconds
Hope you guys
remaining.
are looking forward to some Dota 2 action here in Southeast Asia. Haven't had a huge amount,
5 seconds remaining.
but we will see what these two teams can come up with. Over on the Radiant side, we'll introduce our teams. Natural 9, the boys from Down Under. Well, the boys from Down Under combining with two Malaysian players. It's almost Natural 9's Malaysian team. For one of their matches in the G1 League, they actually had a stand-in playing for Shaitan and had 3 Malaysian players. But it's FCFC, the former, well, the still Invasion Red player, I believe, playing the puck. You've got Risk on the Darks here. And then you've got the Trilane, or what looks to be a Trilane. Winter playing Rubik, Shaitan on the Shadow Fiend, and then GoDz playing the Jakira. Winter actually switching to a support role here. Interesting to see. Risk opting to play this solo role. He's going to be on the Darks here. So it looks like Winter and Risk possibly having swapped up their roles. With Winter in the drafting seat, and Risk now in the side lane solo. So Winter maybe thinking he can control the game a bit better, can do a draft to his liking, play that support role. Then we'll look at the izone.gigabyte side. We've got Chupot playing the Kunkka. Looks to be going in this offensive trial. You've got Kel, normally their captain, at least not, and their drafter as well, playing the Shadow Demon. Didn't draft this game. Got Sanking in the hands of AA, going down towards the bottom lane. I imagine that's Atong, who normally plays their secondary support. Then you've got AS playing the Night Stalker at mid lane. Probably going to be Nando on him. And then that's the Queen of Pain of Joven. Joven's Sanity on the Queen of Pain in this top lane. And 2 seconds, guys. I just need to put on my open mic. Make sure that enable open mic on. Okay, there we go. Let's turn it right down. Make sure it's always up. Make sure that the audio doesn't cut in and out too much, and it is perfectly audible. So N9, trial and bottom with the Shadow Fiend. This is not going to be the funnest lane for him, but they are playing in their safe lane. They can use these pulls. They can pull the weight back. Sankin going to try and maybe get some pull blocks happening. He drops on a ward just near the bottom river to start things off, and we'll probably try to get this other one blocking this pull, preventing these supports from pulling the camp, keeping the creep equilibrium where they want it, keeping the Shadow Fiend as safe as possible. Whenever lane pushes out, it's dangerous for Shadow Fiend to go out, so they use those pulls to get it back into position. As this is, I mean, the range creep actually dying first to bottom lane. That's not going to help Shaitan at this bottom lane get too much farm, and he sees this aggressive trial and realizes, okay, I got to play very safe, very cautiously. Mid lane, Puck against Night Stalker. A slightly even matchup. Puck has had some buffs to his base damage, so is slightly stronger in this mid lane. Can maybe put some additional harass onto a hero like Night Stalker, but Night Stalker will look to rush that bottle, look to get that regen up as fast as possible. And there we go. Observer Ward gets placed down as Winter has gone for the first pull. It does get blocked, and there's Sentry Ward's on Winter as well, so he's going to go for a double pull here. He's actually going to get this D Ward off in just a second. Hasn't found it yet. But with a little digging, he should be able to do so, and there we go. He gets that. He's going to get the D-Ward. Needs to be careful here. izone. Oh, they found one. They found GoDz. Where is the Rubik? They need the telekinesis stun. GoDz getting chain stuns to perfection. Shadow Demon, first blood. izone.gigabyte. Natural 9 getting caught out a bit there. And izone going to steal this centaur as well. Goes the way of Shadow Demon. So Kel gets himself a first blood, a centaur. That's 640 gold for him. Not to mention hits himself up to level 2. Shaitan is getting some creep kills while all this is happening, but that is not how N9 want to start this game off. The pool just not really working out for them. Winter needs to be coming in soon with that telekinesis. The AoE stun is what they needed. Top lane, you've got Risk up against Joven. 5 CS for Queen of Pain so far, 7 for Risk. So far, farming pretty well here. Not going to get made denies at the Dark, so using the Iron Shell the last hit. Mid lane, you've got the Puck up against Night Stalker. Night Stalker actually outlasting Puck so far. So far, so good for the Night Stalker in the mid lane. And it is going to be the bottom lane where most of the action will transpire, though. Especially with this Shadow Fiend, who izone will want to shut down, want to get those kills. They've got the perfect setup, the perfect trial to be aggressive and get those kills with the Shadow Demon Kunkka combo. I mean, even Sanking fits in so well to this. This whole trio of heroes, that's just a perfect setup with the disruption. You get the follow-up stun with the Torrent, you've got the illusions providing extra damage, and then the Sanking Burrow Strike to finish things off. It's just really a scary amount of killing power. None of these heroes have the HP to really survive it. They just have to position themselves so that they can counter-initiate. Get that, oh, mid lane! FC picks up a kill on Night Stalker, solo kill in fact. Not quite what I was expecting over from some of these other lanes here. But bottom lane, it's all about GoDz. He's got to be in the right position for those Ice Paths. He has to make sure he's not getting jumped on. If it's Shadow Fiend they go on, he can just drop the Ice Path. Winter can drop the Telekinesis. Even if it's Winter getting initiated on, the Ice Path alone should be able to save him from kills, should be able to save them from ganks. But for now, it's N9 looking to keep on controlling these waves as well as possible. Get these solo lanes won, even though bottom lane isn't going too well for them. Solo kills like that at mid lane is what's important for Natural 9. If they can have a good, strong solo play, they'll be in a pretty good position. Even with Shadow Fiend not having the best time, even with giving up that first blood, Shadow Fiend so far getting out farmed at bottom lane because of the fact that 9 have that inferior tri lane. Mid lane, we'll have to see what Puck can come up with. Can he get himself some more kills? Nightstalker's still no bottle. It looks like he got really... Maybe that's how he went down. Got too aggressive, too greedy, trying to get the bottle without going back to heal. And does pay for it with his life. Top lane's got Risk, taking quite a bit of damage. Actually surges out of there. Bit frayed for his life from this Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain, well, it's not a Pinoy Dota game without some bottle crowing. Sending the career back and forth. It's bottom lane, though. The initiation comes in from Sanking. Gets the kill. Kunkka taking a lot of damage. It's Shadow Fiend who goes down, and that's the initiation from N9. Even with an Ice Path there, looks like izone do manage to find themselves another kill at bottom lane. So far, 1 for 3. We've managed to catch 1 out of the 3 kills. Fantastic start for myself. This is what happens when I don't actually cast games myself, as there we go. N9 go in. Level 2 raises from Shaitan. Is there going to be enough damage here? Pucks come in. FCSC, he's got the coil. Hits. It looks like it hits just 2. It doesn't catch the Shadow Demon as well, but it's a perfect initiation. They should be able to get 2 kills out of this. Make it 3 as Ice Pass comes in. Natural 9, FCFC, the perfect rotation coming out from him towards bottom lane. Jakiro picks up a double kill. Really nice initiation coming out from Natural 9's a Malaysian stand-in FZ in the mid lane with the puck. Gets himself 3 assists, gets his team 3 kills, and that's really what N9 needed to turn this around. Kills like that coming in. And those with an observer, they spot that coming, but with the haster, and he just gets there so damn fast. FZ at that mid lane has his boots, bottle, now talisman now. A lot of farm on him. Really great movement around the map coming from the puck, and he's showing that he is just going to be a key hero this game for that very reason. Top lane, you've got the Queen of Pain versus Darkseer matchup still going on here. Risk going to spot this crew up here. Actually, the crew may be spotting him more like it. As Joven going to want to bottle up as much as possible. He's going to maybe come try and pressure Risk here. Risk just a bit too low on HP. And with Joven bottle crowing, he's going to have that additional mana to continually spam Risk off this lane. And Risk just doesn't have the HP regen to really sustain himself yet. He's going to have that Ring of Regen in just a Ring of Health in just a second. And with that, should be in a better position as the initiation at bottom. Not going to find anyone for the time being. N9, playing it as safe as possible. Really cautious as bottom lane. Boots up for Shaitan. He probably just wants to go for whatever tanky items he can get. Get that Belt of Giant Strength. Start building those trades. You just need raw HP to survive against this trial. And also need to have some clever positioning from Jakiro, as well as just the Shadow Fiend himself. Even if he gets initiated on, as long as he's far enough back, it should be alright for him. As well. They never actually dewarded this. That's a big thing for N9, not being able to deward this. That was the pool they were trying to use to control this mid lane, but it never really happened. As a Puck healing himself up. Where's he going to TP? Maybe, I'm expecting maybe a TP towards bottom. It's something that izone, I mean, maybe they expected, but it could really cause them some trouble. They haven't got Jakiro here at the moment. Puck actually walking towards the mid lane, but I don't know if we'll see Puck maybe TP down towards the bottom lane fairly soon. Risk at top, still farming away. He's up to 33 creep kills. Actually surges himself away. Maybe a bit afraid of a gank at TP in. Something doesn't feel right for him, so he's going to back off for the time being. As izone.gigabyte, where are they going to find the opening? Here's your TP in. It's going to be from the Puck. And, well, he's doing it in preparation. Nightstalker's rotated. The ward actually spots Nightstalker come towards the bottom lane. And it looks like they're going to try go in. But it's N9 who go in first. They take out Kunkka. Shadow Demon King got 2. Here comes Nightstalker. What can he do? Burrow Strike hits 2. Maybe even 3 here. But it's going to be the turnaround. Puck wants the Nightstalker. Jakiro takes out Sanky. Nightstalker going to, it looks like, narrowly escape. N9 bring all 5 heroes bottom. Risk as well TPing in to ensure his team's survivability. Even with Nightstalker coming bottom. 5v4. The numbers favored N9. The kills 2 for nothing, I believe. Maybe even, I think it was a 3 for nothing trade there. N9 really come out on top. And rotation from the Nightstalker just unsuccessful. That's not the kind of a rotation that izone can afford to have. Puck, ooh, looking for this Nightstalker. Gonna try and make a go of this. Nightstalker out of reach and trying to use that Bottle Crow to heal himself up in just a second. Now Puck gonna go back high ground. Ooh, Nightstalker, you gotta be careful. Already been solo killed once by this Puck, and Nightstalker yet to get involved in a single kill. Not really the ideal start coming out for izone.gigabyte. Well, it was when they got the 2 kills at bottom lane, but since the laning stage, N9 have just been making the smarter teamfight decisions, the better rotation from Puck, from Darkseer. They're predicting iZone's movements around the map, and it's kind of like if you watched the IG vs Orange series yesterday. Orange got ahead early on individual play as well as just smart laning, but once it came to the decisions of moving around the map, it really changed very fast. IG just chose the smarter fights and just counter-ganked really well, and that's kind of what we're seeing here from N9. They're just seeing what's happening around the map really well. Whoa! Riz did not see that one coming. Solo killed by Joven on the Queen of Pain. As Joven finds his first kill of the game. A solo kill at that. And he's now on the board. 1 kill, no assists, no deaths. And that's kind of what you want to see from your Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain going to be the sort of the main carry in some ways. Kunkka not really a hard carry. He's going to be looking to maybe tank up more, be on the front lines. As we do see Sandking lurking around this middle lane, trying to see what he can do. Maybe try to find some kills for his team. It's going to be the Puck, who they've tried to go on once already. They've got the silence from the Nightstalker, but they need to make sure they get it off. So far, FC has had some great reaction time dealing with that, and they've also got, well, GoDz right behind, looking for that counter initiation if needed. And Nightstalker not actually near the mid lane. He is going to start heading in, but once again, walking right past this Observer Ward. This is not the kind of rotation, the movement around the map you can afford to have if you're iZone. They just, N9, they see it coming more or less. FC going to back things off. TP actually coming in. Is this Rubik? No, it's Riz. The Darkseer is here. Iron Shell onto a crypt. Nightstalker going to get spotted in just a second, I imagine. It is nighttime. I'm not sure about this coil. He can just outrun this. Probably what we're going to see happen here. No vacuum, no ice party. Gets out of range with that movement speed and slightly preemptive coil coming from FC, but I think for N9 that's a trade they're willing to take because iZone wasting, committing a lot of heroes towards this mid lane. And there we go. Oh, once again, this Observer Ward. Constantly heroes walking past it. N9, the wards have just been spotting iZone's every move around the map. First Sandking, Shadow Demon gets spotted, Queen of Pain gets spotted, and this ward here is spotting their exact position as well. It's like, okay, whereabouts in our jungle are they? Oh wait, they're right here. And N9, I mean, their map awareness at this point is just really, I mean, it's not really awareness, it's just their map vision is just crucial, and that's really what's winning them these last couple of fights. They know what's coming, they know how many heroes are there, they know how many heroes they need to bring. They brought 5 heroes bottom last time, they may have to do that again. Darkseer's at top, TP is up though, and that's what we'll probably see him doing in just a second. Shatanga get initiated on, we need TP soon maybe. Shatan gonna get jumped on, he's looking for this Queen of Pain, silence on Queen of Pain does go down. Shatan taking a lot of damage though, he's gonna pay the price. 1-for-1 trade so far, and FC, without the Dream Coil, doesn't really have that counter initiation. He did waste it a bit at mid lane, so 1-for-1 trade. Riz decided not to TP in, he actually cancelled his TP, maybe he had a TP before, it's not there, he's still top. You can only imagine he actually accidentally cancelled that one. And iZone looking to go in again while it's still nighttime. They want to get more kills at bottom lane. FC does have the coil though, and that's going to be what N9 can use to turn things around. Surprising, N9 saw all that coming and didn't get a very good trade. I mean, they lost the Shadow Fiend, a key hero for them. They killed the Queen of Pain. So in some ways, both teams losing one of their main carries, but Shadow Fiend much more farm dependent, much more crucial going into this late game. And I think a bit of a mishap coming out from Riz there, cancelling his TP towards the bottom lane. As here we go, iZone still continuing to move around the map, but still continuing to get spotted by this Observer Ward. Shadow Fiend knows it's coming, may even try to use himself as bait or just decide to back off here depending how he wants to play this. As they're going in, they're looking for Sandking. They know he's low as well. That's the big thing, he's just so low. Shadow Fiend instantly KOs him with a raise with the help of Rubik. Rubik now level 6, and well, this looks like a pretty tasty game for a Rubik. It's like, what is on the menu? Sandking, Burrow Strike, only level 2. Queen of Pain Blink, you've got the Shadow Demon Disruption, you've got a Nightstalker nuke, you've got Kunkka as well with a Torrent maybe. Torrent probably not the best for him, but you can set up the Torrent with the Telekinesis, so stealing it could be alright here. As there we go, N9, GoDz picks himself up a mega kill, in fact, his 5th kill in a row. After giving up first blood, he's redeemed himself, and oh, Buck hides in the trees as Nightstalker comes on in. Nightstalker unable to get the kill here. Puck gonna chew his way out by the looks of things, and ooh, big play coming out from FZ to keep himself alive there. He's been in 9 of these 10 kills.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Winter at the mid lane. On that support role, just doing his best to back up Shatan as much as possible. Where do iZone want to go next? They may want to they're going to have to deal with risk at this top lane, I imagine, at some point. They have to send a couple heroes there, maybe, because these just slowly getting damage dealt to this tower. Gets chipped away at. Here's the TP. It's going to be the Kunkka. But Riz isn't going to be too phased, but he's actually a TP bottom. It's a dive coming in. It's GoDz who's getting jumped on. Macropie actually gets dropped, and with that, N9, they looks like they're going to push back the Queen of Pain, push back the Nightstalker. GoDz keeps himself alive. He was on a big mega kill streak there as well. And N9 stacking neutral camps. This will really help Shaitan catch up. He didn't have the best start, but with these neutral camp stacks, it's something he can use. Oh, nope, didn't stack that one. GoDz, man, what are you doing? Oh, GoDz, you gotta be careful. He's so low. Queen of Pain, oh, doesn't go for it. Doesn't have any vision, so he doesn't know if there's more heroes. He blinks in. Rubik could turn things around, so probably a smarter choice there to not try going in. But GoDz really playing with fire, especially if he goes low ground to try to pick up that regen. He could find himself getting completely jumped on. And right now, izone, they need some more map vision. They need to get some wards of their own. Look at this from N9. Lane ward at bottom. River ward at bottom rune spot. And then this mid lane ward as well. Giving vision on the high ground. Giving vision down river. Getting some perfect map control. N9 just have so much security. They're spotting so much that izone do. And the same cannot be said for izone at this point. As izone are just playing very, very blind. Risk at bottom lane. He's got a ring of health up. Could be either for just a Vanguard or maybe wants to start building towards the pipe for his team. As GoDz quite likely can build that mech. He's already got the Arcane Boots. Quite a decent amount of farm on him. And DD Rune at top. Ooh, being left there. Winter going to maybe try to sneak on in. Actually, it's Kel in the river who found him. Could have been in a bit of an awkward position there. Oh, top lane FC. The first stun does land the torrent. Not going to be coming in yet, Cleve. Actually not being used. He's trying to wait for the torrent. FC doing everything he can to juke a torrent that's not even coming. Jukes himself a bit, but I think it was going to be a big, big long shot for Kunkka to actually have hit a torrent there. But there are more heroes rotating towards top lane. Shadow Demon and Sand King. This is the one slippery hero to kill. Level 10, about to hit level 11 as well. He wants to orb out. Oh, he sees the Shadow Demon. Does get the orb out. Shadow Demon, no disruption. Just using that nuke. I mean, he didn't even see, he doesn't see them coming in, but as soon as he gets a whiff it, he's already used the orb, and luckily it's still there for him to reality to. And now he spots out the Sand King. He sees just how many heroes are there. And N9 Shaitan mid tier 1 tower. This is what he wants. Ice Path coming in. Sand King needs to make sure he avoids that. Queen of Pain picks up Darkseer elsewhere. It looks like that was at the bottom lane. Shaitan though gets himself a tower. And now they find the Sand King. Shaitan going to try to land some razors. Hits one long range. One more right click going to be needed. It's going to come. It's actually Rubik who picks it up. As it was bottom lane where a kill was kicked up on Darkseer. It looks like Darkseer gets killed by Queen of Pain with the help of the Night Stalker. And top lane, Puck picks himself up a solo kill on the Shadow Demon. Puck with the level 11 just does so much damage with the maxed out nukes, a level 2 Dream Coil, and kills happening in all 3 lanes at once. Unfortunately, I can only be in one place at a time. Can't catch all of them. We do see what happens at mid as Shaitan gets himself up an Ogre Club, trying to build that BKB. izone find themselves 12 kills to 5 down though. Bottom lane, you've got Night Stalker trying to farm up a Vanguard by the looks of things with Treads, Ring of Health up. Shaitan, he wants to keep on farming. He's up to 72 creep kills here, so we're looking to get back on par here. If you can get around that 100 CS mark, around the 18-minute mark, you're kind of where you want to be as that safe lane carry. Especially against an aggressive trial lane. I mean, you're looking at a 100 CS around maybe the 20-minute mark as being a decent amount of farm for a somewhat contested lane. You always find the space a bit later on, like we're seeing now. Shaitan hasn't been pressured as much as of late, and he's had constant support coming from Winter, coming from GoDz with the Jakiro, so he's really been given the ability to farm, and it's been heroes like Riss who's been getting ganked once or twice here and there, in much more danger, and once again getting caught out at mid. Smoke coming around by the looks of things from izone, just as nighttime ends. izone find another kill. It looks like the actual ultimate from Nightstalk was used to make sure they had that long silence coming out. And Riss is his third pickoff, third time dying of the game, 2 pickoffs. Once at bottom lane, once recently, once now at mid, and also the solo kill at top lane. So far not been the best game from him. He's been involved in that one kill where he TP'd in when there was a big fight at the bottom lane, but he hasn't been all too proactive. He's trying to build up a pipe for his team. That's kind of his real. Darkseer much more level dependent than some other heroes. As top lane, izone, they've grouped up a number of heroes. Shadow Amulet. Kunkka going straight for the Lothars. Doesn't even finish the Vanguard. Just has that Ring of Health sitting there for the time being. And GoDz just going to throw some nukes. They're just doing what they can. Push Queen of Pain back. Make sure Shaitan can get this tower. With that, Queen of Pain not even going to be able to go for this deny. Shaitan make sure he gets the tower himself. Smart decision. They weren't going to ever kill the Queen of Pain, but they make sure Queen of Pain can't go for the deny. Can't try to tell his teammates. If he says, teammates TP in, let's contest this tower. I've got full HP, full mine. By already being low HP, there's no real chance for izone to contest the tower, as Queen of Pain is unable to engage there. So smart play from N9, ensure the tower, they get back to safety, and Shaitan going to get himself a BKB. very, very soon. And I feel a lot of izone is resting on this Queen of Pain. Level 12 for him. These supports on izone side, level 5 on the Sand King, level 7 on the Shadow Demon, very, very under-leveled. Kunkka level 9, Night Stalker hitting level 10, so he's done alright now. As their solo mid though. But it's really been Queen of Pain who's made things happen. Joven, I mean, here's the star player of this izone team, and showing it a bit here. As Puck needs to get this stun off. FCFC doesn't land properly. He gets a silence off on the Sand King as well. FCFC easily getting out of this one. Actually had a dream call as well with a DD room. Could have almost tried to turn that one around. Decided against it, and I mean, it was a 1v3 fight. I think your first instinct as a Puck is always run. It's never stand your ground and fight, but he did a lot of damage to them. And that was without popping the dream call, which would have done an extra, what, 150 damage? Yeah, 150 damage, initial damage. No, 150 break damage. And initial damage is something else. I don't know. It doesn't tell me. Why don't you tell me? Here we go. He's gone in at mid. He's gone in. Found Queen of Pain. Found Joven. And that's a big, big pickup for him. That's where you want to be getting those kills.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And N9 now starting to deward very early gem pickup from GoDz. He wants to get the map control up, and this is really where izone will struggle. We've seen already they haven't got much map vision, they haven't got much awareness of N9 movement. With this gem, they're going to have absolutely none if he has something to say about it. Multiple arcane boots up for N9. The Rubik as well as the Jakiro, both supports with them. And Riss, he's opting for the mech, so he picks up the Ring of Health, then goes back for the mech, decides that none of his team can actually get it. The mech's a lot cheaper, and it's a much more crucial item in some ways than a pipe because of its affordability and the fact it actually heals, whereas pipe you can sort of back off, wait for it to wear off. It doesn't have a long duration, so mech more important, and I like that he's gone for that. I think this Ring of Health was actually a bit unnecessary, although it will come into play a bit later on when he goes for that pipe, maybe after the mech. And FC going to get his team a mid-tier 1 tower. Deny not going to work. Sand King actually doesn't succeed in getting the stun off. Ooh, Puck blinks out just before the nukes come in. Sand King taking a ton of damage at mid as well. And Shantara says, okay, you guys are all mid. All that's going on. Well, this could be a tower for me. Night Stalker is there. He's already a bit low in HP. Needs to be careful, actually. Very low. He's got this Vanguard. Also has a Ring of Health on top of that. So a lot of HP regen. Maybe we're going to see something like a Lincoln Sphere coming out. I'm not exactly sure what else he'd want to make with this Ring of Health. As, oh, the jump in. Telekinesis followed by a blinking FC. A raise from Shatan. Shatan picks up the kill. Possibly even a tier 2 tower. Heroes rotating in from the side. Shadowblade is up on the Kunkka, but I'm not too sure if this is going to be enough to stop this. They're just going to have to give this up. Shatan with another tower. 120 CS. We're at the 20-minute mark with about, I think he's got 2 tier 1 towers at mid as well as bottom. Now gets himself the tier 2 tower at bottom. So that's really sort of helped him recover and pull ahead. As N9 in a very good position here. Looking at the gold grab, they've increased their lead to about 12k gold here. Really doing well. 5-1 on the Jakiro from GoDz. FZ yet to go down. He's 4-0. Very few deaths apart from Risk on the Darks here. Apart from that, you've really had a well-played, a well-executed game from most of these N9 players. Oh, Puck gets caught out. Is there enough damage to deal with him? He does get the phase shift off. Ice Path comes in, and it could be Queen of Pain going down with the silence. Burrow Strike's being stolen from Winter. That's a spell you want. Rubik turning himself into getting himself a secondary stun. Another AoE stun. You've got Telekinesis. Okay, let's get Burrow Strike as well. Also gives you the movement around the fight, the initiation you need. Vacuum going to catch the Shadow Demon. Ice Path lands just the tip of it, but that's all you need. And Shatan finds himself the kill. He's now got 3.3k gold. FCFC with this Puck. He's going to coil down onto Night Stalker. Is there enough damage though? It is nighttime. He's got plenty of movement speed, but he doesn't get out of the Ice Path. They're going to pull him back in with the Telekinesis. Kill Shatan. BKB. The boat comes in from Two-Pot, and Shatan just pops the ultimate and says, "You're mine, Kunkka. I'm going to bring you down." But it's actually Sand King who brings down the Puck. Puck finally drops. His dominating streak ends. Puck, who I believe, 4-1-10, his first death. He's been 14 kills so far. As it's Shatan, though, who gets himself a triple kill, and that's really the hero for N9, who they want to be taking it with to the late game. N9 aren't going to get themselves a tier 3 tower or Rax here, but that was a big fight for them. Losing Puck and losing Rubik, though, I mean, they do lose some heroes, they do trade well, but that's, I mean, 2 kills going the way of izone, who really haven't seen many kills for a long, long time, since that laning stage and since whatever pickoffs they got on Darkseid. So those 2 kills in their team fight actually going to help izone out, even though they do lose that fight.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Bottom lane, Shatan says, okay, back to farming. I imagine go for that Manta Style now. He's almost got enough gold for it. I think he'll need around 5k gold for the full Manta Style. 4.8, 4.9, somewhere around that mark. And The rest of N9, the supports, you've got the Earn up on Jakiro. They're not going to have to go for the mech. Risk did double back for that, so it's not going to be a mech on the Jakiro. He's now almost finished the pipe as well on top of that. Just needs a Hedrish, so really a lot of farm coming out from him. izone, not too much they can do. They're looking to push out these lanes, maybe try and pressure some of these towers. They've yet to really take a tower. I mean, they haven't taken a tower at all. They've hardly even done any damage. Top line's still looking pretty healthy. Mid is healthy. Bottom is healthy. They just really not pressured the lanes enough. They look to focus more on farming and killing. They haven't really actually farmed all that much, apart from maybe the Queen of Pain and the killing that bottom lane. It happened well in the first couple of minutes, but once N9 rotated with the puck, with the Darkseer, N9 just really managed to outplay, outmaneuver them. And Shaitan now up to 4.8k gold. This is not really what you want to know if you're an izone.gigabyte fan or an izone.gigabyte player. You're probably thinking, okay, SF, BKB Treads probably has some gold as well on top of that. Little do they know exactly how much it is. Desolator is going to be the item of choice, going for pure DPS. I really like this choice. He's not really struggling to stay alive now that he's got his BKB, and with this item he can just do huge damage to some of these heroes. I mean, Sanking will just go down in maybe 2, 3, 4 right clicks. Shadow Demon will just drop. Kunkka is going to be really squishy as well. I mean, he's sitting on 1200 HP. Even heroes like Night Stalker, 1600 HP with a Vanguard will become so much squishier with this Desolator pickup. Heroes will just drop to Shaitan from the minus armor. We'll see it now. Look at this. Minus 12 armor coming from the Desolator combined with his aura, which gives an additional 6 armor reduction. So really, minus 12 armor is really just going to tear through a lot of these heroes. In the top jungle, you've got Kunkka. Probably wants to go back and finish this Vanguard now. Just get any survivability items he can afford. Anything he can get. You've got Braces just up on the Shadow Demon. I like what izone have done. Just going for these cheap, cost-effective items. Both supports with 2 Braces. Got Queen of Pain. Building possibly... I mean, Perseverance, I mean, and the point booster makes it look like a Bloodstone. More often you see the Pinoy Queen of Pains going for Lincoln Sphere and an Ag Scepter. He can still go for that. You've got the Perseverance for the Lincoln, you've got the point booster for the Ags, but... the fact he kind of got a bit of both rather than going for one straight off the bat is a bit confusing as... oh, Shadow Demon. Oh, Shadow Demon. That's not where you want to be. Blink over by FC. FC looking for... I like how FC blinks away there, thinking, okay, maybe there's some more heroes around. Maybe we'll find a second pick off with this blink over here. Some hero who's just staying on the outskirts, maybe looking to drop a stun or a disable. Like someone like Kunkka just trying to throw a torrent to keep the Shadow Demon alive. But nothing's found, but still just very proactive play from him. N9 go into the Roshan pit. This is... excuse me, going to be a pretty easy, pretty uncontested Roshan for them. As Shaitan going to want that Aegis in his hands, especially with this Desolator. It's a lot squishy, hasn't got the survivability the Manta style offers. Haven't got an evasion like you'd see come out from a Butterfly. As Risk going to TP himself top. He wants to farm. He wants to keep on getting that next level of items up, even with the mech and pipe. I think N9, they don't want to drop any towers here. They want to just keep controlling the map. Towers that izone get will give them a lot of gold. We'll get them that next level of items up. And N9 say, let's push out the lanes, then we can group up. We're in no rush. It's izone who are in a rush to get items up. Without items, they can't defend. N9, well, they're ahead, but they're in no rush to win this game. They've really got a great late game with the Shadow Fiend. You've got the great team fight offered from the Puck as well as the Darkseer. Even heroes like Jakiro and Rubik with the AoE stun. Rubik, you can steal so many useful spells from this dire side. You've got the Queen of Pain ultimate as a possibility here in the late game. The Sanking Burrow Strike has really served him well. What does he actually have at the moment? Hasn't actually got any spell on him, as there hasn't been too much clashes, too much action in the past several minutes, but it's going to maybe come soon. We're going to see what he wants to grab here. Sanking, I mean, I feel he needs to be careful. Give away this Burrow Strike could be catastrophic. Ooh, wards on the high ground. It's izone who have the vision advantage here. They may try to use that to their advantage. Puck going to spot things out. Is there going to be a silence initiation? Oh, Puck. He's got the phase shift off first. Coil only hits Sanking, though. Bit of a misplay coming out from FZ. Really rushed that call a bit too much. They will pick off the Sanking, though. But a Coil getting used there, a bit unnecessary. Tried to hit maybe 2 with that, with the Night Stalker as well. Vacuum hits 2. That's what we want to see from Roshan. There we go. Shadow Fiend with the minus armor, with the Desolator, just destroying, decimating these izone heroes. Kunkka says, get me out of here. Drops the Shadow Blade, backs off, and izone going to see their top tier 2 tower go down. 2 heroes dead, N9 want to push on. That's the last outer tower remaining. GoDz going to do some dewarding here on the high ground with that gem. And here we go, Kunkka, Queen of Pain trying to combo together. The mech is there, the pipe is there. N9 stay alive, and Shaitan BKB ultimate 1 by 1. They all fall down. izone do not stand a chance, even with the perfect initiation from a torrent boat followed by a Queen of Pain ultimate. izone just do not have enough damage. Shaitan is beyond godlike now at 27 minutes in. Big plays from N9 and izone. There's just so little they can do to defend. They threw everything in the kitchen sink to try defend, to try get some kills as well. I mean, sure, their Rax is still standing. They've got this tier 3 tower there, but they lost a terrible fight with everything getting thrown. N9 now are in the high ground. You've got the Liquid Fire to help push this nice and fast. You've got the Desolator giving minus armor on the tower. You've got a lot of right-click DPS coming out from Shadow Fiend just in general, and he's up to 7k gold. He's got an age. He can pick up a Divine Rapier if he wants. He can pick up the Man Star, maybe even a Butterfly. And this is just too much DPS, too much of a level and farm difference between the two teams for izone to do anything. They're going to try hold out as long as possible. Maybe time rating comes into things a bit later on. But N9 just convincingly winning that fight at least. And there we go. They're going to go in once again. Sankin with a nice burrow strike. Hits a couple here. Shaitan, though, he's got the Aegis. Even if he goes down, he's not too worried. Mech getting popped. They don't look like they have the pipe here, but it's not going to matter. As izone find themselves losing 2 more heroes. 26-8 now. izone really on their last legs. There's so little they can do here. N9 just going to back things off. Maybe just push out this mid lane the traditional way. Nope, they're just going to go straight on in. Go to the high ground. Shaitan says, thank you very much. N9 after being eliminated from the G1 League due to the time rating say, let's make sure the same thing doesn't happen here. We got to end these games as fast as possible to not suffer the same time rating fate as they did in the G1 League, where Flash advanced ahead of them because of the time rating rule. So they're ending this game fast. The creep wave not even there. It's at mid. Dire team. izone, they pick up their first tower thanks to a big creep wave here, but it's N9 who get their second set of Raxes here. They pop the pipe here. They may want to just look to engage, try to take out this last set of Raxes at bottom. For now, though, they're going to back off. Want to end this fast. They know izone now. Enough time has passed that most of these heroes will have ultimates, at least soon. Queen of Pain in 10 seconds. Sand King in 20. Kunka's got his, so it's just the Queen of Pain and Sand King they're waiting for in about 15 seconds. Queen of Pain does have a Bloodstone up. But I still feel it's going to be very tough to defend, even with all these ultimates now. With 2 sets of Raxes pushing in, this is N9's game. And well, what has Shaitan picked up? Is it a Divine Rapier? It is a Divine Rapier. That's what we've been waiting for. Shaitan is looking big, bad, and he is a big bully right now. As izone trying to do anything they can to go on in. Shaitan actually not doing a huge amount of damage tonight. I mean, 2-3 right clicks. There's the big damage. 2 shots. The Shadow Demon Queen of Pain gets dropped to half HP in just 1 right click, and Shaitan going to find himself getting these bottom Raxes with ease with this Divine Rapier. Natural 9 take the first opening game of the GEST Dota 2 in a fairly convincing fashion. They looked to falter a bit early on, gave up a kill or 2 in that tri-lane to izone. But it's N9 who finish out on top, taking down izone in the first game. izone's still in this. This is the group stage. There is 4 teams in each group. I don't actually know if I have the group stage image on my computer, but I do know what schedule we are doing. I believe like the next match we're doing is maybe... Ooh. Actually, I don't know. I think it's an Orange are playing someone in the next game. Orange versus Jonet, maybe? I'm not sure, guys. We'll have a quick look at the schedule in just a second. But right now, N9 take our opening game for the GEST Dota 2 tournament. As, I am GoDz from GoDz Gamers from the GEST, commentating these games for the GEST IDC, the GEST Dota 2 as well. And this has been our first match. The way the format works, guys, you've got a group stage. I believe the top 2 from each group, there's 4 groups, there's 4 teams. Top 2 from each group will advance. And on top of that, it will be an 8-team single elimination bracket playoff format held next Saturday. We only have the group stages running today. Myself streaming on the GSD channel, LD streaming over on Beyond the Summit, and then finally you've got the Dota Talk stream that the organizers have arranged. All happening. And guys, as someone has mentioned, I am the manager of N9, so I'm a happy camper. Good to see those guys winning. And up against a formidable team, izone.gigabyte. They're mostly new to Dota 2, but they are very well known for their Dota 1 accomplishments. And here, it's all about Shaitan with the Shadow Fiend. 18-2-8. And amazing play from Puck. Really, Puck was the one who set the tempo, controlled the game, helped Shaitan catch up, get those kills. So, guys, that's going to be it for now from game number 1. We'll be back soon with your next match. Let me have a quick check as to what that is. It is going to be Orange versus Jonet. Looks like I was right. I'm GoDz from GoDz Gamers. You guys, stay cool, stay tuned in. We'll be back live soon with your next match.